What's up YouTube, it's Akirazombie125 coming at you with part 2 of the ban list for September 2011 for Yu-Gi-Oh! We just finished discussing Heavy Storm, which, you know, controversial choice, but let's move it on to the next card that's to be bought 2-1, which is Pot of Avarice, another hit for the plant deck.
The right way to limit plants' power.
It has put a cap on mass milling, really. Plants used to have a very arrogant attitude that if they just mill, they didn't really bother about decking out because they could just recycle it with Pot of Avarice.
It provided too much advantage. It was so easy to activate.
Yeah.
Last format, and with only one, it does increase the danger of plant decks decking out. Because you mill your Pot of Avarice, and if you're not too careful, you're just going to mill yourself to death. So they will definitely have to play a lot more conservatively from now on.
Yeah. So we'll make the plant deck a lot more controlled, but I don't know if they'll be seeing much more play anymore. Anyway, moving on to the next card, which we don't have, is brought to 1 is Primal Seed, BLS support. Which, if you control BLS or Chaos Emperor Dragon, which is irrelevant because that's still banned, you can recycle to move and play monsters to your hand.
No one will play this card.
My builder doesn't think it'll play. We'll just see what happens.
It's far too situational. You have to have one monster out of a 40-card deck on the field to activate it. In your practice games earlier, how many times did you actually draw BLS?
Very few.
Very few. It's not very searchable from the deck, so it's not going to add any consistency to this card. It's just far too situational to be used, and I don't really understand why it's
I think they did it.
limited.
I think Konami did it out of fear that people, if people start playing BLS again, that they'd abuse this card to recycle.
No, they won't. Nobody abused it when BLS was unlimited the first time. Nobody's going to do it now.
Anyway, no one's gonna play. It's a bit pointless, so let's move on, but we'll see just what happens. Last card on the limited list is Shen's Smoke Signal. Not Gladiator Beast, what am I saying? Six Sams crying their eyes out. That was one of the main search engines. All they've got now is one of these and Rotor. That's one of the few ways, and Gateway, but they're just going to have to rely a lot more on drawing Kigeki and Kakamusha turn 1.
Well, they've still got 6 Sam United.
Yeah, they've got that too.
So they still have
ways to access
power and a fair amount of searching.
Yeah, but that
this
has just put a cap on it.
Yeah, it was just too much searching ability with this card. It's good that this has gone to 1.
If you top deck it, you just basically got yourself back in, really.
Yeah.
Really. Anyway,
well, not by itself. Not if you top deck, you need something else.
Yeah. Okay, just to recap, the limited cards are BLS, Debris, Lone Fire, Formula, Legendary 6 Samurai, Shien, TG, Hyper Librarian, Trichy, which is obviously going to be hitting the TCG list, Heavy Storm, Pot of Avarice, Primal Seed, and Shen Smoke Signal. Moving on to the semi-limited. The first card that we have semi-limited is Necro Gardener. Now, my brother really likes this coming back.
Yes.
Because this deck is actually pro-Lightsworn.
Before the list came out, I put forward to my brother my suggestions on what Konami could do to bring Lightsworns back into the game. And they got 1 out of my 2 suggestions, and this was one of them, to semi-limit Necro Gardener.
The other suggestion went unnoticed.
Yes.
But also, Lightsworns have got BLS now, which they're going to just abuse the hell out of with Twilight. So, Lightsworns are going to see a lot of play this format, in my opinion. Okay, so Necro Gardener, I like it. I really do hate playing against this card because it just puts you at a real... It does halt your tracks of trying to kill the opponent, but I can see where it's coming back. It could stop OTKs, which is always good. Next card to be brought up to 2 is Summoner Monk. Obviously, with the new Xyz monsters coming about, Summoner Monk could prove a lot more useful. But could the minus of its cost make it a bit iffy. I mean, it was used with Rescue Cat, obviously, which made it broken, which obviously got limited and Rescue Cat banned. But we'll see what happens with Summon a Monk. It's a spellcaster, so you can combine it into Arcanite Magician, but if you've used the right cards, which most decks actually did when it was played, because they had Gale as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's your personal view on Summon a Monk
really,
up to 2?
I don't really have an opinion on this, because I don't really know how... I'm not really an expert on this card and how it would be used nowadays, but you're right, it would obviously be very useful with Xyz monsters. Beyond that, I don't know.
I think Xyz gadgets will use this popularly, but I have no idea what Xyz gadgets bring to the game. You know, I've not seen them play, but I know what they're capable of. So we'll just move on to the next semi-limited card. Tragedy, Tragodia, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Sorry if you can't see it that well. It's the Turbo Pack Ultimate. But you know, this card, I think it was about time to brought it back, because no one played it since it got limited. You know, I think it could see more play, but I doubt it. Well, it could see more play in Light Swans. That's about it.
It would certainly help Twilight decks.
Decks.
I didn't expect this. I don't think anyone really expected.
That's the thing with the list. They always bring back stuff that we never really
But
about.
Thinking about it, I think it could be all right, because especially with so much back row hate nowadays, it's going to be imperative to have sufficient defense to OTKs.
Yeah.
And this will certainly help with that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Next card to be semi-limited, we don't have it, is the Lauren Tiger, King of the Ice Barrier. I have no idea.
Again, similar with Mind Master. I don't know the loop involved, but
we know
apparently semi-limiting this card kills the loop, so I'm all for that.
Wasn't it limited at one point though?
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't. Wasn't it unlimited again last format?
It was. I don't know what's changed now. I don't know why the loop suddenly become
maybe new ice
again.
barrier support or something. I don't know. But that's basically back to 2. It's just killed the loop. So hooray, I guess. Next card to come back to 2 is Destiny Draw. Good decision. Good decision. Gets heroes back in the game. It makes Malicious a lot more viable now, in my opinion. A lot of decks that will use Synchro with a Destiny hero engine will use this along with Malicious now, just to go for quick level 8, which is always good. And it's free draws, so that's good. Next card to come back. What are your views, Martin? You agree?
I said good decision.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Enough said.
Next card to come back up to 2 is Swords Revealing Light. I mean, what the hell? I mean, we never saw that coming. Swords Revealing Light up to 2.
Well, it's one of those cards. It's one of those limited cards that's been limited for probably
years.
Years longer than it needs to be, especially since no one's played it in God knows how long now. I don't think it's going to cause a rise in play of this card. So yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
good choice. Next card to come back up to 2, Real Shocker, actually, called the Haunted. Never saw that coming back. Especially since Monster Reborn's still around.
Yeah. Now, what I would have liked to have seen was because Monster Reborn is you said like Royal Oppression's a Saki card. I think Monster Reborn's an even more of a Saki card.
I mean, you can use that to steal your opponent's BLS now. That's just stupid.
I would have liked to have seen Monster Reborn banned, and at the same time Prem limited and Hidden Armory limited, because as far as I could understand, that's the only reason why Prem's banned, because it could be recycled with Hidden Armory.
Yeah.
But they've actually done something completely different and kept Monster Reborn and semi-limited.
This is going to be a very interesting format. Anyway.
It helps my deck out a lot.
It helps zombies out because they're always surviving, so no real
But
complaints.
I don't understand it really.
Yeah. I think this is the last card to be brought up to 2. Mind Crush. What the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, Mind Crush saw so much play last format at all the top tournaments.
I mean, people were main decking
Yeah, people main deck Minecraft.
I didn't personally, but people were, because just so many decks at the moment.
They're searching
the
reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it wasn't the same in the OCG. We don't know, but obviously, Minecraft back to 2.
So,
it's going to see it's going to be spammed in decks now. Everyone's probably a lot of people are going to use it that can fit it in. Anyway, onto the unlimited cards. We don't have it. First of all, Judgment Dragon.
Bad
decision.
That was the wrong card to bring up to help Light Swans out, because its effect. I mean, just sit down and actually think of what it does. It obliterates the whole field.
Apart from itself. Leaving the opponent completely exposed for 3,000. You've had a really bad experience.
And I had a really bad experience where I had 3 of these dropped against me at the same time and was wiped out in one turn. I thought, oh yes, now it's semi-limited, that can't happen again. And then they've gone and done this.
Yeah. So you're basically bricking it now.
I'm very annoyed with this one. This was a bad decision. They should have semi-limited Lumina if they wanted to bring Light Spawns back into competitive play, not unlimit this.
Yeah. Well, Lumina could spam excessive if you think about it. But
yeah, but then the Light Spawns won't get the mill, which is what they're all about.
Yeah. Next card to be up to 3, Reaper. Yeah, why not?
Why not? Because it was difficult enough to get over last format when it was at 2, so I really don't understand why they put it to 3. If anything, they should have put it back to 1.
Yeah, Reaper is a very hard card to get over. I think a lot of people are going to start getting cards to get rid of Reaper. I don't know, but let's just see what happens. Next card to be back up to 3 is Megamorph.
Don't get that.
I think the list is quite hypocritical because they're getting...
This is a card that promotes OTKs.
This promotes OTKs.
That's what they wanted to stop.
Yeah, and yet they're banning cards like Fishbowl Blaster and Mind Master, which were OTK materials.
And then the next...
Then Megamorph. And even
the next but one card.
The card after this one.
I don't get either.
But the next card to be brought up to 3 is MST. Yay!
Well...
Why not?
Kind of. I mean, I thought just swapping Giant Trichy for Heavy Storm would be enough, but to get this back as well, it's a lot of back row hate.
Yeah, people are going to have to think twice about what they're setting, and we're going to see a lot of MST hitting MST situations, a lot more than even last format. Anyway, moving on. Next card to be unlimited is Overload Fusion. What the hell?
Again, it's the same. Why did they do that as Megamorph? Don't get it at all. And I don't get the next one either.
Machines are going to wreck, really. And
don't
the next
get this.
card, Gravity Bind. What the hell?
I mean, this was at 1.
This was at 1 for good reason, because...
Nothing ever goes from 1 straight to 3, so I don't know why this...
Yeah, Gravity Bind prevents level 4 monsters from attacking.
And what I also don't get is they've why Gravity Bind is suddenly far inferior to level limit area B. That stayed limited, this has gone to 3, which I don't get.
Yeah, right. It's a real hard to call, controversial,
but
to say the least.
There is a ray of hope in the cards that have come off the ban list.
Last card, Ureter Tap.
And this is good.
Yeah. Because it's given more power back to Blackwings.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Personally, I thought the way to bring Blackwings back to competitive play was to bring Kalu back up to 2.
Yeah.
Which they haven't
shaking
done.
His head violently at
Dad disagrees. It's not as good as Honest. It isn't. It just isn't.
Yeah. But, well, that's
it didn't deserve to go to 1.
Well, that's basically the list, though.
Can I give my summary? Yeah,
summarise it.
Started off rubbish, ended even worse. Quite good in the middle.
Yeah. Fishbowl Blaster was a shock at the beginning. Obviously the middle bits are understandable. And
most of the unlimited cards don't make sense. Yeah,
we're just thinking about the best thing for the meta, really, and some of the choices they've got, like Megamorph and Overload Fusion,
and Judgment Dragon.
Is that really the best thing for the meta? Who knows? Leave comments, put your own opinions, just no hate please. We just want honest opinions and stuff. Get back to you again YouTube soon. Peace